Hi, I'm going to tell you about the Computer Science MAP project, which is my project for educational technology. This is a solo development project with some research things tied into it. The idea being that what I want to do is try to map computer science concepts, and starting with things like what is a computer, how does a computer work, what is a programming language, and moving on from there into things like conditional statements, error handling, printing, output, database, etc., and trying to create some sort of sense of what are the main concepts of computer science, particularly focusing on early knowledge for beginners, but moving on as far as I can get with this. The idea is that this is to be eventually kind of an open source project, something that a lot of people can contribute to, similar to Wikipedia. And while right now it's just me contributing, I hope to eventually add other people. So this is the website that I have built for this project. It's at csmap.info. And I have focused in these first couple weeks on getting the database set up, getting the site set up, and various things so that I can soon start allowing contributors to contribute other than myself. So you can see that this focuses on, sort of what's the site about, and this is taken pretty much from my proposal. And I'm encouraging people to become a contributor, which if you click on that, it'll bring up a nice little form that you could fill out, and then you'd wait for an email from me, because it doesn't immediately make you an account at this point, because I'm still working on some things. But eventually, that's something where you'd be able to click on it and right away start contributing to this project. So at its core, concepts are what I'm going to call kind of the basic database structure that I'm working with here. And so let's go to concepts. Now, also have what I'm calling lessons, and those would be online tutorials or lessons that I have looked at and started to pull out some particular concepts out of them. Right now I just have a couple in there. I've really only gone through one exhaustively. Other than that, I've added various concepts either from the tutorial that I've gone through or just from off the top of my head to try out things. So you can see right here they're organized by difficulty level. These are just assigned by me at this point, and I may move things around somewhat. I may add difficulty levels. I don't know. This is all very preliminary, but you see I've got some concepts in terms of introductory, and beginner, moderate, very advanced. Then you can just look at all of the concepts on here. In order to add a concept or do anything that actually changes data, you actually have to have an account, which I'll show in a minute. So, for example, let's start with basic computer-related technology. So if I click on this, some details about this will pull up. So it's basic computer-related technology. I've not entered any descriptions for anything other than the titles. I have indicated that this is related to a lesson. So this particular lesson is the Tutorials Point Computer Programming tutorial. If I click on this, I get some more information about that particular lesson. I can see the concepts that I've added that are covered in this particular lesson. I can click on this URL to actually see the tutorial if I wanted to do that. And this is a really basic tutorial that doesn't really focus on one language. I think they do a little bit of Java, maybe Python, maybe even some C as examples, but it's more introducing someone to programming, so I thought it was a good place to start. Overall, there are other lessons. I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something right now, but my hope is that eventually I could have, maybe 100, a lot of them, and that the contributors can add to that. And so if I click on this particular lesson, I can then see, oh, this is Introduction to Programming Environments, so I can click on that. And with any of these concepts, I store a history, which just basically tells me what's happened over time as people contribute, as they update, as they link things. This will grow. Eventually we can have a discussion, in particular for contributors. They're the ones who are going to be able to do that. And I can go in and theoretically edit. Now, if I want to add, say, lessons, let's say there's a particular tutorial that I want to add that I eventually want to go through and add those concepts, I can click on Add Lessons. It's going to ask me to log in. I will log in, and it shows the existing lessons in the database, and then I can come in here and I can say, you know, super awesome tutorial. I can put the link, and I can say, oh, okay, it's advanced or whatever, and then I can put some sort of additional description. If I clicked add, it would add it to the database. So this is stuff that I'm building. The editing and things like that are, it's possible for me to do that. It's really not completely done, and so that's what I'm working on. And so this is where I am on my project, and I hope to make it available within the next week or so for people to start contributing, and I hope that you would consider contributing. Thanks.